Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25 and the channel. Welcome back to the small holding series. Man, it's been quite some time since I've been on this series. I was focusing on a lot of other things that kind of distracted me and kept me away from it. But it's good to be back. I've spent probably about 3 hours figuring out where I was at, setting up, and getting to a point where I think we can progress from. I think the last episode we were in August, I had 2 massive contracts. I got both of the contracts done. I paid off a good chunk to the loan. So I think I had originally had 2 loans from, if you following on from like the last episode, I know it's been a month's gap, so you might not be like as current, which is why I'm, obviously giving you a bit of a refresh. But if you are actually watching the playlist and just carrying on, you'll know more than probably I do. But I did have 2 loans. I had like one at around 40,000, then this one that was sitting just over 200,000. That 40,000 one I paid off completely from the income I got from the contracts, and now I've got about £200,000 left in this, and we will chip away at that using contracts and stuff. But yeah, I'm just going to keep it at this. It's not too much of a killer, paying the 2,200 and then a bit on top with interest. It's about 2,500 a month. So it's not as bad as it could be. So I'm quite happy about that. But we sorted that out. And we've gone from August into October. Soybeans is the plan in this episode. The field that we had already planted in. That's going to be what we're doing. Hopefully going to get that harvested. Got a few things to do first. It's raining, so that's not ideal. So we need the rain to kind of go off. And I think we're looking at like a late afternoon, early evening harvest because of the fact it's raining till about 4 p.m. Which is good for the moisture, I think. I've been trying to balance again the moisture mod by Arrow. I don't know what it is. I can't seem to find like the perfect settings for it. Let's just go down to here. Currently, I've got it on like 160 and 50. I was finding that my moisture is just so low in like the normal kind of harvesting months. So if I was doing like wheat or barley, I would have been stung because I was like less than 1% moisture on the fields. Whereas now it's shooting up because of the fact that I've got this rain coming in and I've moved into autumn. So I don't know, maybe I could reduce it down a bit, put it to like 130 and 70. I don't know. I don't want it to be always a perfect, moisture. But at the same time, I feel like it could definitely be a bit less harsh than having kind of drought every summer. It's just a drought basically. Now if you look at it, at 20%, so we've got a pretty decent moisture, and you can see that it's flying up. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it might be the fact that it goes down too quick. I think that could be the issue, not the fact that it doesn't go up enough. It just reduces too quick. So maybe we can reduce this down to like 40, but put this on 100, potentially. Like maybe 30 there, 100 there. Let's see what that does. But it is... I think it really is one of them mods you have to fine-tune until you find the perfect settings for the environment XML that the map has set up. And I've customized the XML to try and give it more rain in spring and autumn. But, forgetting about the summer months. But, I don't know. We'll have to just keep an eye on it. But, everything else, we're rocking and rolling. We're back onto the series. We've progressed a couple of months. Animals are doing well. I've actually had some lambs, so... we'll go have a quick look at them. But I do want to go up to the shop and show you a couple of things that I've purchased by doing, the extended searches and trying to find basically, there's a mod that you can get the store or the dealership to go and find a second-hand version of a model or a piece of equipment that you want. And then they go and find it, and then eventually you get a notification saying, yep, it's there. And that's pretty much where I'm at. I actually put the hunt out for a new mower because that mower in there I'm fed up with. It's never happy. You can probably see now that it's just sitting through the ground. And that's the bit that I just keep finding that it just, for some reason, this sometimes has a collision, sometimes it doesn't. Not sure what does that. And I'm kind of getting a bit fed up with that mower. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's a shame because it is a mod hub mower. So the plan is to refresh that and find an alternative. That would be a pretty decent buy. Less than the 150 as well, because a reminder to anyone that's not accustomed to the series, 250 is the horsepower maximum on a harvester, 150 horsepower maximum on any tractor, and then that's why it's called the small holding series. We can only have really small equipment, And that's just it. We never can go more than that. So even if we get more fields and get bigger fields, we can still only run at 150 max on equipment. Because, like, for example, we'd never be able to get this 6R or this Magnum or the T7. Now, I do want a new harvester at some point. Definitely want a new harvester. I mean, it might have been perfect to get it. I've seen some really good options that probably would suit the map and the setting in the UK more than the current one that I've got, that Massey Ferguson. Even though I really like the look of that, you know, it is a stunning piece of kit. I mean, look at this one. This might be bang on. It's less than the 250. It holds 5,600, which isn't amazing. I mean, that's too much horsepower on that John Deere. But I want to see if the mower that I went to search for is there. I mean, that might be a nice bale trailer. That's actually good size. Do you know what? That could be something. I mean, what have we currently got for bale trailers? Because I actually really like the size of that. I just want to see. Yeah, it doesn't look like the mower. We've got the mower as an option yet, unfortunately. I will show you quickly what mower I've actually gone for, or asked to find when I can figure out where the mowers are. Where the mowers? There we go. So I've gone for 4D Modding's Krone Easy Cut. Really like this mower, and I think we could try and add to it, and put maybe the auto swather on, which is a nice little addition. It is an impressive model that he's made here, 4D Modding. So I'm thinking this might be suited. It's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit more difficult to kind of maneuver around the fields, but I think it kind of suits what we're doing here. Currently, we've got maybe, this one. This is the Class Disco that we've got. It's supposed to stand upright like that. Sometimes it does. As you can see right now, it's not. But there is some really good options. It's 3.2. We could get an equivalent. That's 2.8, but there is, like this one here, that's 3.2, and that one's 4.4, so I could even get any of them. But I'm going to go with that because I really like the look of that. So that's on search, let's say. But I have bought a new trailer, which is big capacity. It was on offer as well, so it was a really good deal. So I've gone with the Bailey trailer, nice and small as well, compact. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. I was going to bring it up to show you, but we'll go have a look at the store in a second. So we're going to sell this one. We're going to sell our original one. Get this, which will be perfect for this episode with us doing the harvest. And then at some point, I do want to buy a new harvester. So let's have a look at harvesters. The whole new setup layout still confuses me. So that's 8 horsepower over, unfortunately. But this is the 250 one we've got. We've got this Massey Ferguson, 104,000 brand new. So ours won't be that. But what I'm looking at is, so there's this Dominator here, which is well under, but it's definitely a class. But they've also got this Mega, we've also got the Mega Series one, which is, you can get it in between. So we could get it to around 250 and it holds 8,000, whereas this one's 7,500, but it's got a bigger header. So, 6 meter header is pretty much spot on. If we have a look now, I think we're running, 6 meters. So we're pretty much getting the same width on header and more kind of suited to a UK map, basically. In the Cotswolds, you probably more likely see the class, and I think it just definitely suits better. I mean, this Massey is a really nice harvester though. I do like it a lot. We're going to be a last harvest in it though, what we do today, but hopefully after that we can swap out and go from there. There's something else that I've bought that's at the store, but we'll wait till we get there. But that's pretty much it. So I think, we can go have a quick look at the lambs, what the game saved, but we can have, a quick look at the lambs, and then we can go and get the ball rolling with the harvest when the rain stops. So there's no calves as of yet. If we just jump into this area, we'll be able to see what's going on. So offspring is in 7 months. So in 7 months' time, we'll have some calves. But in here, we've got loads of little lambs. And we've also got some baby goats as well. So they've been very busy. And we are going to have some more offspring in 2 months' time. So the ball is really rolling with the sheep right now, which is good to see. So we've got a couple of rams. So basically, these are going to have to get sold. We obviously don't want these breeding out. It won't allow you to do that anyway. Because of the way that the realistic livestock mod works, it would not allow you to do that. I mean, if I go into, I think it's, which is the menu now that shows you. Let's go into here. and go to this one. So these are the sheep that I've got, and lambs and anything else. And you can see that the father there and the mother now show up. So we know that the mother of this one is... I mean, also interesting to see the genetics. It's the first time I've actually looked at it. So, yeah, the mother is 510023, and then we've got 007. So 007 and 023. I mean, it might be easy just to click it because of the fact I've renamed them. It doesn't actually show you, does it? Because I've renamed, like, that one, for example, is my... it's basically Scroft Ram 001 male. But if I just look at this, it should tell me in here potentially which one I've named it as. Does it show me? I don't think it does it? So yeah, I'd have to like get rid of the names to actually see which one 0023 is, which is a bit of a shame because I'd like to see. But anyway, we can look at the genetics here. So it's good, very high, pretty much everything. Metabolism is average though. And then if we have a look at the father's got really good, because I remember the one I was breeding with, which is this one, yeah, has pretty good genetics, which is good to see. I mean, this one's got really good genetics. So I'm hoping that's had some offspring. I mean, it'd be nice to say, yeah, so this one, you can actually click on and see if it's got any children, which it has. And it actually, you can look to see and like scroll through. So that's really cool. A lot of info there. This one has also got some children. No, it hasn't. I can't click on that. But that one has. Okay. So this is my breeding. Look at that. That's pretty much maximum you can get on genetics. This is my breeding goat ram, basically, as it says there. So it's had... How many children has it had? It's had 2, which would make sense because we got 2... kind of baby goats there, so it should have given him some really good genetics. I mean, it's probably going to take it more from the mother, I'd imagine, but these are not bad at all, are they? Not bad at all. So we've got 1 female and 1 male goat, baby goats this is, and they've got pretty good genetics. So it just does go to show if you get the first kind of breeding stock right in the genetics right, it's going to pay off. But there's a lot to kind of manage there, and you can't obviously manage it in anything else other than this kind of menu. So you'd have to walk up to the animal trigger of the pasture to get this kind of information. And I think it's all on this bit here, which is like the information tab. So yeah, it's nice that you can see the father, but I wish that it would show you the name, because I've got the farm ID, which I'm not really fussed about. Don't need to see it. Just kind of tells me where it's from. I mean, you'll notice that because these are lambs that on our farm, that you can see our farm ID is 693624, which basically means the UK. That's what I'm kind of gathering, because yeah, I think it is anyway. But we'd have to unname all these, which is a bit of a pain because I like the fact that I was naming him. So now I'm kind of torn between should I name him or not. Quite confused, to be honest. So, yeah, a bit confusing. But you can see why it's all really quite complicated. But I guess that's why Arrow's made... you can export it now into an Excel file as well. So there's so much to it, man. I'd love to know in the comment section if you're playing like this and doing it as in-depth as this. Let me know like the best way you found to manage it. Give me some tips. Are you using Excel on the side, or are you just kind of winging it and, trying to organize it in-game? Because I think... I need to find like the best way to do this. Should I keep renaming them, or should I just keep the original kind of like numbers that we get? Because that one's confusing me, I have to say. This one that I started up, this one here, it's confusing me how, because this one says recovering from its last birth, so we understand why that's not in, not lambing. These are all pretty much recovering from the last birth. That's too young. This one's actually lambing anyway. That one's lambing. These are all recovering. So I wonder why this one is doing nothing at the moment. Because a load of months have gone by. It's over the 12-month mark. 8-month mark, in fact. So I wonder what's going on with this one and why it won't lamb, basically. I wonder if it was one of my original sheep. Could be that. But anyway, let's stop faffing about. I've been chatting for way too long already. We are going to head up to the store, follow me, and all that good stuff. We're going to take that. We're also going to take the... actually, I won't take the mower yet, just in case I don't get another one before I want to do one more cut, which is hopefully going to be this month as well. Probably going to make some silage bales. We've got plenty of hay at the moment, so I think we go and yeah, get some silage bales done. But just in case I don't find the mower on offer, there's no point in me selling the mower and then being stranded. Right, well, the follow me's not working on that one. I don't know why. It's potentially strange. So we might have to... If the forward works, then... Yeah, I'm not sure. Right, so it doesn't look like I've got follow me on. I don't know why that is, because I can't remember deactivating it. It's a bit of a strange one, but it's not working anyway on both my tractors. So I've either got a mod conflict, which is, you know, possible, or I've not activated it or somehow deactivated it. So we're just going to drive up with one. Going to sell the trailer, pick up the other trailer. The other item is basically a wrapper that I got on offer, something that I've needed for quite some time. I actually leased one out for the contract that I was doing with that big mowing contract. I had to wrap 140 bales. I leased one out, and then I saw one on offer just after it and thought, well, I'm going to buy it now, because then at least I know I've always got one going forward. Because I think it's like 2,000 every time I lease one out. So I got this for half price, and it was 35,000 brand new, so it was a no-brainer. Right, I'm hitched onto the new trailer. I actually think it suits it more, but pretty random one. I've actually just got a... If you follow my real-life farming series, the blogs that I do, the real-life farmhand, you'll know that I work with Adam, and he's got his own farm. So it's literally Wednesday today, so the first day that I'm not working on farm. It's just text me saying, I'm doing some mowing, do you want to come up? So I'm going to pause the game right now and go and do a bit of mowing in real life, which is super cool. It's a stunning day as well. But I'm going to pause it, I'm going to stop my recording, and then I'm going to cut back in later on this evening when I've done some mowing. So yeah, super chuffed. But pretty random. But we will get the harvest done. Promise you, we'll get the harvest done, and for you guys it'll have been like a millisecond as it transitions into the next part. Right, so 5 hours later for myself, to you, a few seconds, nice little transition. Did the mowing, had a go, first time ever doing mowing in real life. Wasn't like this, it was sunny, hot weather, and actually Beanie Beanie came and met me and Adam out in the field. We had some chips, so chippy tea out in the field in the sun, and it was pretty spectacular, really. So it's nice to get back and carry on FS, but the weather is a complete difference of what I've just experienced out in the field. We did 3 fields, 3 small grass fields that's going to be turned to hay. And yeah, super interesting. So if you're watching this now, you'll get to see that footage that I got, some really good drone footage. You'll get to see that on Sunday. So yeah, hopefully if you're watching the farm blogs, you'll check that out. But anyway, let's carry on with what we were supposed to be doing. We're playing FS here. So I'm going to repaint it. Don't need to repair it, but we are going to sell this. 7,200. Not bad. And then we're going to leave the wrapper. It is nice to actually have a wrapper now, and we're gonna drive this back. There is a mod that I'm using that will come in handy. It's the tipping mod, basically, so as if you actually use the spools in cab. So yeah, you can see where it says start lifting, so this should start lifting. If I hold on to O, so on the keyboard, it'll stop, so it'll tip like that. So say your shed's like higher than, say the shed's now touching, like the top of the shed's touching, that's the maximum you can do. It'll still actually tip out, but you can go obviously all the way if you wanted to. So if you're out in the field, you can, which I really like the idea of. The only problem is it doesn't work with triggers. So Yeah. Just trying to think now. How do I go the other way? What am I missing here? Raise trailer. So Alt. Let's try that. Let's try Alt. So now lower trailer. I get it. So you can change between raise and lower. So we should now drop down. So yeah, triggers don't work with it, unfortunately. But it is a really good thing if you're tipping into a grain shed like I've got, and there is no triggers to store, because then you can always make sure that it sits within the shed. So you don't have to worry about when you do activate it like this now. So this is automatic. It's doing it on its own. It'll just stop when it's at the height that it's set to. And you've probably had it before if you've been playing the game. You'll have to like keep telling it, no, stop kind of thing, stop. And then you stop it goes back down again, and then you try and tip it, and you're doing this basically till it empties. So the mod is really good for that. The only problem is if you're doing it in a trigger, it just doesn't work. So yeah, but that, I understand why that is. That's just the way the game is designed, because obviously you want to activate that you're trying to use the trigger in the first place. Yeah, but it works. But it's really good for like I said, grain sheds or storing anything like that, or in a muck heap or anything. And I like the idea. I'd love to set it up on an actual lever of some sorts, you know, like an actual spool on a tractor on my setup. Just put it onto a lever, and then I can actually tip the hydraulic to raise and lower down the trailer. That'd be super cool. I don't even think I could do that though. Yeah, I don't know if I could, because the way I'd have to have one button set up to change between tipping, and then you can only go one way. I'd like it if it had the spool set up to go either way. I mean, it'd be amazing, to be honest, if FS, you know, at some point maybe Giants kind of worked with someone and got a full cab setup that you could purchase, and it'd probably be expensive. But how cool would it be to have, like, maybe, you know, like all the gears and shifters, and you can control the revs and have kind of spools all set up on like maybe like an extra side panel. And just that alone would be enough for me to be like really invested into something like that. I mean, that would be pretty cool. But anyway, we are going to go and do a harvest. We're going to skip time until the rain stops. We're going to have a look at the moisture then. Hopefully it won't be too high. I've got a feeling with this rain coming down, even though the moisture's been pretty bad over the last, probably like from August, I'd say actually July, August, well actually, I'm not sure about July, but definitely August, September and October. And yeah, the late September especially has been really bad. I've actually had like near enough zero moisture on the ground, which is, yeah, I nearly had like zero moisture, so it's not been good at all. Just open the gate because I know I'm going to have to use it when I obviously take the soybeans to the grain shed. But I don't even think I'll need to do more than one load, because it's now a bigger capacity trailer, which is nice because it's around the same-ish, you know, same size, but instead of it holding 7,500 litres, it holds over 10. So yeah, I doubt we're going to get that. I just don't see it happening. But let's get this set up. This is going to be the last harvest, hopefully, I do with the Massey harvester, because we're going to try and get that class. Can I make the corner? Oh, I am jackknifing this bad. Need to come out a bit more to do that turn. Putting that shed there has made it a little bit difficult, and with it being rear wheel turning, I need to remember to turn sooner, like now, for example. There we go. And I'm going to have to probably try and manoeuvre this a bit better, aren't I? Faffing about here like mad. Right, what I ideally want to do here is get a tractor probably to kind of do this. So I'm going to just leave it there a second like that. And then I'm going to bring the harvester out to the field. Go and get the Massey. Get it set up, because I'm doing crop damage, I think. Yeah, get it set up, all hooked on, and we can then skip through some time and get ready to go. So I'll cut back in when I'm actually ready for harvest. The rain stopped, and I've got the header on as well. Right, morning everybody. We are now in October, day 2. Didn't fancy doing some nighttime harvesting. I looked at when the rain actually stopped, which was like 6 p.m. And yeah, it was just a little bit too tricky. I just thought, no, don't fancy some nighttime harvesting. But as you can see, the moisture is not very good. It's 35%, which is crazy. It's like, honestly, I wish, because I really like the realistic weather mod, and there's so many different things that come with it. Like, I love the physics of the driving in snow and the blizzards. I also love the fog and everything that comes with it. But the moisture, I've just never kind of come to terms with. I just can't seem to get it work very well the way it's intended. I've tried loads of different things, and nothing seems to work for me, unfortunately. I don't know if it's just the way this map's set up. I don't know if it's something to do with the environmental XML and the way that the weather is actually designed to play out. I do think it's probably quite similar on base game maps, so I'm not entirely sure. And I know I could put this back to 100 and have this moisture loss, up to 100 and this to 100. But I've done that. I did that, and all that happened yet again is my moisture just went down to 0, and it happens every time that summer hits. So from spring to the end of summer, every time without fail, my moisture drops down to 0%. And it's such a shame because, I end up getting a really poor yield. So I wish there was an option in the realistic weather mod to just turn the moisture dynamic off. Just turn the moisture dynamic off and focus on the other weather aspects of the mod, because it is a really good mod and there's so many cool things in it. It's just this, which is unfortunately probably it's probably the main focus, just doesn't work well enough for me. I mean, I already change it from like the cells to the maximum you can have because of performance issues, and it does, take a big hit, and I'm running like a 4090 at the moment, and I've got a good system and it still hits it hard. So me personally, I would rather it just be just can we turn the moisture system off? Because you've got here, blizzards on. I've turned drought off. I turned the puddles off. I turned the crop fires off, to be honest, because everything, like the puddles look a little bit strange. They're like sometimes, especially on any hills or just weird inclines, or usually the puddles don't look very good. And the crop fires, I've only seen like 2, and they were just very sporadic, and I feel like they would spread out more and stuff. So I just decided to turn them off. And droughts, well, in the moment, if I had droughts on, all my crops wouldn't exist. So it's just, I have to turn it off to make the game playable again. But blizzards is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The way the dynamics works of driving and the fog and all that stuff is really good. In fact, it's worth having the mod just for that. But I just wish I could have the option to turn off the moisture element to it. I love the grass drying. The grass drying is brilliant for tedding and to making hay and all that stuff. So I'd love to keep that in. But the moisture of the actual ground and harvest and all that stuff, I just feel like if I could do anything, if I was Arrow, I would take inspiration from Seasons of Old, which is completely different, where you had like a little handheld moisture meter and you went to the crop and you could see if it was ready. But basically you were guaranteed to get it ready at some point in the time. It looked at it and kind of give you a value and said, yeah, you're a bit too, you can't harvest it until it gets to this, so you're going to have to leave it a couple of hours, and then you'd leave it a couple of hours and it would always be ready. I'd prefer to go back to that. So yeah, I might reach out to Aaron and just say, is there any way you could just give me the option to turn it off in the settings? That'd be really good for people like myself that are struggling to try and, struggling to get the moisture to work the way it's intended. I don't know. We'd have to see. But yeah, I've tried everything. I've tried 100%. I've tried like one high, one low, mixture of both, and just keep tailoring it and moving it around. But it seems to never hit that sweet spot where I'll get like a small fluctuation here and there, because I don't mind it. Like when, say, if it was a little bit dry and I was like 7%, I'd understand. And if I was a little bit over, I'd understand. But it's either one extreme or the other. I'm either like too completely moist, like the field's got loads of moisture, or it's got none at all. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, as always, I'm going to reset my moisture map, because with me being on the small only series, it hits me hard. I play on hard difficulty, and if I just reset it, I'm guaranteed to get a normal harvest because I've not changed the moisture yield factor. I want to keep that at 100%, which is basically like base game. That's what happens in base game. So if I just rebuild, put it onto that, press OK, what will happen is if I go to, well, not these, but I do actually need to go into the sheeps and apply the monitors to the other, well, to the lambs basically. But no, what I want to do is go to this moisture menu. I want to refresh, and then I want to show these fields, and you'll see that now they're a lot lower, and this field's probably sitting at a good, yeah, I'm happy with that, 7%. That means that I'm not going to get like a big hit, and I'm also going to probably get around what I'd expect. I'm actually a little bit low, which, you know, I don't mind at all. A little bit low. It's not going to be perfect, but it's definitely not in the high 30s, which is a bit cruel. Yeah, definitely cruel. Right, anyway, I'm starting to think I should move that shed. It's kind of in the way. But we are ready. Let's do this. Get out of the muddy area and actually do a bit of harvesting. About time. I think this will be the first bit that I've done on the map. Well, I haven't played it for a month, but since Precision Farming came out, this will be the first thing I've done and field work wise since I've got Precision Farming. So I really need to try and get this field sorted out. Looking at quickly just the map and go to Precision Farming, you can see that it's all scanned. Peach is dropping down, nitrogen's dropping down because I'm obviously harvesting. The good thing about this field, with it being soybeans, it doesn't actually require any nitrogen at all, so that's not been a big impact. It's one bonus from growing soybeans when playing with Precision Farming. They actually don't require any nitrogen at all. And we're getting some straw because I've got the added straw crops mod on, so we can get straw from soybeans as well. So we'll make sure to get that baled up at some point. But I think it's perfect time now to stick in a bit of a time lapse. I've been chatting for quite some time, so let's get some farming done. I'm going to put some tunes on and just enjoy the fact that we're not in a swamp anymore.
Another day, another $1.50. It makes me wonder if there's something missing. Daddy said good is dead if I didn't choose my road, but I'm alright. Hey ma, you don't need to worry. I know you want me to hurry up and get my education. I don't need a degree, I can work it. I'm studying the silver bullet. I got a barstool career to fall back on.
Well, I've been learning from a different teacher. A bunch of low-down dive-bar dreamers. My mama said choose a major or a man for a high class of life. Oh, but I'm alright. Oh, hey ma, you don't need to worry. I know you want me to hurry up
And get my education.
I don't need a degree, I can work it. I'm studying the silver bullet.
I got a barstool career to fall back on. To fall back on.
I said, hey, na, 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 hey, na, 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 na.
you don't need to worry. I know you want me to hurry up and get my education. Yeah, might not have a lot of money in my pockets, but I got buddies at the bar who keep me honest tonight. I got a barstool career to fall back on, to fall back on, to fall back on, to fall back on.
Doesn't look like much, does it? It really doesn't. I hope it's not gone through the wall, because I'm using the mod by Loki that actually stops. Yep, and that's what it's exactly done. Oh no. Well, I should have remembered to even not use the Tip Anywhere mod that's been updated to kind of stop the walls having basically a blocking effect on anything tipping through. It just stops all that kind of stuff so you can tip inside sheds. If you use one of his previous versions of that mod, then it won't happen. But because I've got that latest one, it will happen. So I've kind of, some's gone through the wall. I'm hoping I can get that up. Fingers crossed anyway. But I know I've got around 15,000 litres. So if I have to kind of make that happen by using the OxygenDavid mod, I'll make sure to do that. But it's, I mean, it should be easy enough to get this bit because the bucket will kind of just, yeah, grab that. But this section here, that might be a little bit difficult. But we did it. It wasn't too bad. It just doesn't look like much. But to be honest, soybeans are not a bad price in comparison to other crops. And I think, like, I'd say, and I used to think this in FS19 a lot, 22 wasn't as good. The price went down for it. But I actually think the soybeans is one of the best crops because of the fact you get an okay yield. It's not as high as like wheat and barley and stuff like that, but the price is normally really good. Now, I am playing on hard difficulty. I hope I am anyway. Yeah, I am. So let's just have a look at barley on hard difficulty. Maximum 377. Soybeans, maximum, says there 1251. Now, if that is true, then that's pretty mental in June. If you think about the amount that we just picked up, 15,000 litres for 1251 on hard difficulty, that's not bad at all, is it? And it might be a no-brainer to kind of focus maybe a bit more on soybeans. Because, I mean, I'm going to get over 15,000 for this, whereas I'm sure I didn't get that last time. Pretty certain of it. So, yeah, not too bad. Nice to get back on it. It's been a month since I've played on the small holding series. Really like the setup of it. It's just been difficult to make, carry on with this series, and also with all the work I was doing on Bevington Farm within GE, and then obviously setting up the series, and playing it after. It's just been difficult. I had to prioritise the farmhand, doing some GE work in the farmhand also, and then now, moving on to the Bevington Farm series. But hopefully this week I've got, I've kind of got my foot on the pedal. I'm at full pelt, and I'm hoping to get, at least 2 videos on each series done this week, and then obviously keep that kind of flowing into next week and what comes out, because I've got to also do the farmhand and so on. But I've enjoyed it. I'm glad to be back on. We'll crack on in the next episode, probably getting the next cut of grass done. We'll do some silage bales to go with the hay bales that we've already got. We've got quite a lot going on there. I mean, field 38 after that is doing pretty good. But I mean, environmental scores jumped up. It's just a shame that, field 19 needs a bit of work. Field 30, 43 and 42 haven't actually got scores at the moment because of the fact that it's not detecting anything as a field. We'd have to remow in. So that's field 1 there, this one that's 57, which is basically the map. But it's not too bad, is it? I think it's always going to be a difficult one because the fields are not defined. Like this one's a good section as well. Field 19, and when we do replow in and put grass in, that will give us a good score. But I'm actually not too fussed. 57 is obviously bringing it down, and soil sampling has been done. You can see that's maxed. So really, it's just anything we can do in them fields, but not too bad overall. Might need a bit of work. Yield's really good, actually, on that section. Nitrogen's still good because of the fact it doesn't really need anything. But I'm liking the soybeans. I mean, it might be a good idea to do the soybeans after. I've just noticed, am I playing on 0 time? That's mental. I don't know why that is. God knows. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me. That really does help me out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.